Welcome back. Well, if you live further away from the equator and suffer from depression every winter or fall, you may actually have something called seasonal affective disorder, or SAD. But there are some things that you can do to help your condition. Although experts were initially a little bit skeptical, this condition is now recognized as a common disorder and affects an estimated 10 million Americans. Here to tell us a little bit more about the symptoms and the treatment options available is licensed clinical social worker and therapist Roslyn Hunter. Thanks for joining us, Roslyn.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Well, talk to me about what SAD is, for those who don't know.
Basically, it's a type of depression that's caused by an inadequate amount of sunlight. And it's believed, there are a couple of theories. One is that it's believed that the absence of light affects our brain chemistry, causing depression. There's also the hibernation theory, that we, like animals in the wild, hibernate. Our bodies shut down during the winter months, and that can cause, in many people, depression.
So this is why I wanted to keep hitting my alarm at 7 or 6 in the
Exactly.
morning.
Also, you may have an internal clock, and that if we have an internal clock, it's disrupted when light changes, and that can cause depression.
Well, it was first kind of talked about in the 1980s, but it was sort of met with some skepticism. People didn't really believe it because it sounds like, just get up and go out there and take on the day. But for some people, that's harder.
But it was because the symptoms for it are the regular symptoms of depression. The difference is that it begins in the fall and ends in the spring, which is very different than your average depression. And so therefore it seemed that that person could function if they wanted to.
Yeah, so once you see those tulips come out, you're fine.
Exactly. And then it starts again in the fall.
Right. You see the leaves start to turn and then you go, yikes. Okay, well, what are some of the treatment options that are out there?
Well, the most popular option is phototherapy, which is using a light box. And basically, the light box mimics the sun. And it's the power of about 25 light bulbs. It's much more powerful than your average apartment light. And people use it in the mornings for 30 minutes or so upon waking up, and it gets the body started.
You can buy one and bring it in your home.
Yes, you can. The best way to get one is to talk with your doctor, because there are various types, various times, so there's more to it, but
sure, you don't go to the lamp store and get it, but
exactly.
I wasn't trying to imply that. It's just not something that you have to go and do, like physical therapy, for example, in some center.
No, it's just something you can add to your home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not so much for decorative purposes, but for better health purposes. Yes. Talk to me a little bit about where people, though, can go for help. I mean, should they start with their regular primary care physician if they suspect this?
Yes, that's the way to start. And know your symptoms and share it, and your primary care physician will know or make suggestions in terms of referring you.
And what would some of those symptoms potentially be?
Fatigue, sleep problems where you wouldn't want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
Body aches, a lot of people have body aches, irritability, lack of concentration. And a lot of people withdraw from social interaction, so they become isolated.
And so basically, go check out with your doctor, see if he can't refer you to someone else who might be able to hook you up with one of these.
Or your doctor may be able to make a suggestion and order a light box for you.
Order a light box.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Roslyn Hunter. I think that's about all we have time for. But seasonal affective disorder, certainly something that we need to know a little bit more about.
Okay.